Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. How are you all this morning? I hope you're doing well. Today is Saturday, the 14th of October, 2023, as we are swinging full force deeper and deeper into the busy autumn gaming season. And today, I welcome you to the Level 1 podcast. How are you all? I hope your weekend is going well as well. Mine's going pretty good so far. Yesterday was my day back from my day off, and had a great day of progress in Assassin's Creed Mirage. Had a pretty rage-inducing night of Street Fighter 6, which is, par for the course at this point. But nothing too crazy or major happening yesterday besides good progress in Assassin's Creed. It actually looks like today we're going to wrap it up. It does look to me like today we will beat the game. Maybe not. You know, we're in no hurry. We don't have to beat it today. But, you know, I'm looking at all factors considered. And the fact that we have now performed all 4 of the major assassinations in the game, and apparently now is just the finale segment of the game, which is the final plot lines leading into the final big assassination, freeing Baghdad from the Order, and then that's kind of the story epilogue. So we're not in a hurry, okay? Don't worry. If we don't get through the game today, that's fine. But it is definitely looking like it's a possibility that we might finish it. And it's kind of weird because, did you know the game only came out a week ago? And we're about to finish it. How often these days do I play a new game and beat it within a week? Almost never, right? Like literally almost never. You know, back in the day, this used to be a very common practice for me. And it would, the kind of playthroughs that I would do on YouTube is I would buy a game on release day, literally play the living hell out of it for 2, 3, 4 days, playing it sometimes upwards of 8 hours a day, just that one game, getting all that footage onto the internet, and being one of the very first people to complete a playthrough of it, and then move right on to the next. That was my mantra, my mentality, my work ethic back in the day. But things were different. I wasn't an interactive live streamer. You know, video distribution was very different back then. People were not getting games weeks ahead of time because they were selected golden content creators who can put out content early. So, you know, that was the time when I was literally the first person to put out full playthroughs of many games on the internet, and I definitely benefited from that. Today, things are very different. So most games I juggle multiple games at one time. We play them at a slower pace, a more relaxed pace. I take my time with the games a little bit more to do more content. In the case of Assassin's Creed Mirage, this has actually been a unique case because the game is short. It's purposefully short. They made it only around 20 hours long so that they could sell it at a discounted price and not have to put in, you know, a ton of years of dev time into the game. The side content of the game, quite frankly, is not that immersive or interesting. It's just a bunch of random side missions around the city of Baghdad, where if you complete them with these little side mini stories, you get resources. The thing is, you don't need resources. If you're doing the main quests and everything, you get resources. If you get the right upgrades, like for example, yesterday I got the big pickpocketing upgrade, which basically means you can pickpocket anyone in the game incredibly easily. Within 10 minutes of pickpocketing, I had more than enough resources to upgrade all 3 of my tools, my armor, and my weapons. So, I can definitely understand if you're trying to get the most content out of the game, if you would want to go around and do those side quests. But for me, honestly, I don't think they add anything. And I am trying to finish Assassin's Creed Mirage before the new releases hit starting this coming Tuesday. So it makes more sense to just try to focus on and wrap up the story. So we'll see how today goes. I'm not in any huge rush or anything to finish the game. But at the same time, yeah, if we finish it sooner rather than later, it would probably benefit us. In regards to Street Fighter, after last night's session, I don't want to have anyone be worried about the future of Street Fighter. Basically, in a nutshell, here's what happened last night. It was Friday Night Fights. I'm playing with Blanca, ranked master matches. People wanted more Blanca. And it was just not a good night. Overall, I would argue the connections that I had last night were far worse than the last 2 to 3 sessions I had with Blanca. Constant dropped inputs. I had a session, 220 to 30 milliseconds was the connection. Ranked match against someone much lower ranked than me. You can't even react to what's going on. You're doing, everything's delayed and stuff. And then the guy wins and he quits. So I lose an insane amount of points. And it just goes, boo! Like, what a difference in a situation and experience from the last few times I played the game. It was really disappointing. Because, you know, in Master Rank, it's hard to grind out those points. You got to win more than you lose. And this is a case where, you know, I worked my ass off to try to get to like 1550. And now I dipped way below 1500 within like a half an hour. Just because the game was not performing well online. And I'm like, so what the hell am I supposed to do? You know, is this going to be literally the situation whenever I play this game, is that I'm going to have one night where I have a really good experience and most of the people I play have good connections and I can play and we have good matches. And then I have another night where it's just a shit show for 2.5 hours and I have a bad time and I'm not having fun. Because that's really what's happening right now. The grind is real, but the grind is hampered by the game's online performance. And that's a bad thing, you know? And so there was a lot of rage. I mean, by the end of the night, at least I got back to 1500 ranking points again, which is the master rank, you know, where you start. But it's like 2 steps forward, 10 steps back, then fight your ass off to get back to where you started. And now the whole grind just resets. And that doesn't feel to me like anything productive or fun. Like when I'm playing a fighting game, I've told you guys this before. First of all, you have to learn how to be a good loser before you can become a winner. That's the truth. If every time you lose, you get disheartened and frustrated and you never, ever, ever can accept a loss, you'll never get better. Now, I know a lot of people watch me play online and say, well, you don't really accept your losses. Well, I don't accept certain kinds of losses. If I'm fighting and I learn something during a fight, I'm playing a really good player who's doing something I didn't know that beats a strategy that I have, who's mixing me up, who's counterplaying me, and I see a strategy that I've never seen before, I'm like, whoa. Like, for example, I'm finding more and more playing JPs, okay? JP is super good in this game, and I think people slept on him for like 2-3 months, and then all of a sudden he started placing in tournaments, and now people are realizing that character is ridiculously good. Most of his normals have insanely high priority and combo into themselves for giant combos. It's ridiculous. The guy can jump around for free in the air, and you can't really do much about it. The most you could hope to do is trade with the guy, and if you trade, maybe you can get a juggle if you're Blanca, but for the most part, if he gets a hit in, that's it. You're getting eaten a giant combo or a setup to a combo, and it's very frustrating when you don't have a top-tier rushdown character that can stay in his face the whole round. It's really hard to beat. And that's something that I'm learning as I'm playing in the master rank. And I'm glad I'm learning that because I need to know that because I need to find a way to really beat him. I thought I knew how to fight him. And obviously, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't know how to fight him. Okay? And I got to learn that. And that's okay, by the way. That's totally okay. But when I'm playing online and someone's playing a pattern and I know how to beat the pattern and I go to interrupt the pattern or to shut down that pattern with my own, and my inputs are dropping, and my game just simply won't block high or low, or in the middle of a combo, oh, just don't give me my input. So now my combo drops, I'm wide open, and they punish that with like a 60 to 70% damage combo. You didn't learn. All you did was get annoyed by the game not working online. And this is happening a lot now. Like last night, that was like half my matches. And how am I going to have a good time and ever learn or improve when the game just won't agree with me. And it's weird because I've told you guys this. I've definitely noticed that this abso-freaking-lutely is happening a ton on Friday nights. And it's weird. Why only Friday nights are the connections that bad? And the only answer I can have is because more people play on weekends, the servers are more loaded, Capcom servers can't handle that many people playing at once, so the netcode's worse. I know that sounds stupid, but that's how it works. I keep telling people that's how rollback netcode works. The rollback netcode, it struggles a lot with certain situations. It absolutely does. If you have a situation, and sounds really weird, but it's absolutely factually true. If you're playing against someone online with rollback netcode, and you guys have a better connection, like let's say it's 20 milliseconds, okay? The person who literally does the most ad nauseum repetitive gameplay, like jab, 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 they will get their moves out 9 times out of 10. If you're the kind of person that waits to see what they're going to do and then counters them, your move will not come out as often as the person who goes jab, 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 jab. Because when there's less time of buffer between the match, because 20 milliseconds, right? What it has to do is make that determination faster. It has to actually figure out what's happening on a faster basis. And when it does that dice roll, and it says, well, the person who just pressed the same button 7 times in a row, likely they did that more often than the person who tried to counter it, and maybe they timed it perfectly. So just give the odds over to the person mashing jab. And it does. That's exactly how rollback netcode works. 1,000,000%. It's pathetic. I had a situation where I was fighting a Rashid, okay? And the Rashid was standing mid-screen spamming Fireball. I was waiting for it. When he did it, I did level 3 super. My Blanca stood there with his arms behind his back like this and stood there, did nothing. He didn't move. He didn't even do a kick. He did nothing. He acted as if I had never done any input on my joystick or pressed a button. That's rollback netcode. That's why I don't like it. At least when you have delay-based netcode, the game runs slow, but at least it reacts to what you're doing just late. With rollback, it just eats the fucking input on purpose to say, oh, look, now the game looks good. Well, it looks good, but now I can't get anything I'm doing. So why the fuck am I playing? And that's what it feels like playing this game on Friday nights. And it's incredibly frustrating. And I didn't feel like I got anywhere last night. Like, I had like 2 or 3 solid streams where I felt like I was improving with Blanca. And not to say that I didn't maybe refine my game a little bit more last night. I think what I'm learning with Blanca is the spacing a little better. I'm learning the spacing just a little bit better where I can grab from the perfect distance. Where someone, is maybe fooled into trying to do a punch. I grab the punch, I could do that. It's getting a little better at that. But outside of that, it's just incredibly frustrating that here I am 5 months into playing this game. And it's like, is it even possible to improve playing online with these connections? Or have you hit the wall where now the only way to get better at Street Fighter 6 would be to go to an offline event? It could be, and I'm not going to an offline event. I have no plans to go to an offline event. I'm someone who's solely playing these games online, so is that it for me? Well, I never improve because this is what the game hands me when I try to learn. It just continuously drops inputs and doesn't do what I tell it, so why would I keep playing, right? And it's frustrating because last night I got really frustrated, and I was like, man, I don't even know if I want to play this on Friday nights anymore after this experience. And I actually had a couple people freak out. They were like, no, we love Friday night fights. Don't cancel Friday night fights. It's one of our favorite things of the week, and we come by every Friday night to support and to watch you. And it would really, be disappointing to us if you dropped Friday night fights. And I'm like, well, I guess we'll see. So, in reality, I'll be honest with you guys, I am kind of annoyed at what happened last night, and I want to give it a rest. I am going to play Street Fighter 6 again one more time this week, and that's it. I'm not playing it as much this week. I actually need a break, because last night pissed me off so bad that I'm like, I just need to step away from it for a few days and do other things. Okay? And then come back. All right? I'll come back, refreshed in a few days and try again. That's what I'm going to do. All right? So, thanks to those who watched last night. Apologies for the fact that literally half the matches you could see I had stuff going, then all of a sudden, stuff drops, momentum destroyed, that's it, I lose. And for my frustration and rage, it happens. When you're someone who understands the game and wants to get better and you're trying your hardest and the game just literally just spits in your face 50% of the time you press a button, it's pretty disheartening, man. It is. Anyway, so that was yesterday's stuff. Let's talk about the schedule for the rest of the week, shall we? So today, right after this podcast, We go right back into Assassin's Creed Mirage for another chill, fun stream. You guys have been absolutely awesome for this playthrough. You know, has there been a ton of attendees? No. Attendees on these streams have been between 200, 300 viewers. You know, you see there's a consistent audience watching on YouTube on demand. And those numbers are increasing slowly over time. Now that the game's out a week, probably a lot of people are starting to watch the playthrough who maybe were playing for themselves. I appreciate that. It's certainly not the most popular playthrough I've done, but man, you guys are supportive. You guys have supported the whole playthrough. You're engaged every time I play the game. That's all I can ask for. It's not about raw viewership. Nobody gives two shits. At least anyone with a brain shouldn't care about raw viewership on YouTube at all anymore, because that's not what it's about. Success is not based on views and subs. It's based on engagement and support from your community. And this playthrough has it. So I've really enjoyed it. I'm having a great time. I can't wait to see more of it today and to see how it progresses and ends if we beat it today. Again, I don't know if we will. It's a possibility we might. We'll see. Okay? Later tonight, I am playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 beta, this time on Xbox. And in fact, what I want to do right now, and you're going to hear some game noises in the background here, I want to make sure that it works, because I downloaded it last night. And by the way, if you want any confirmation that this is exactly the same game as Modern Warfare 2, get this, it's the same fucking client. Yes, the same client that launches Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer launches the Modern Warfare 3 beta multiplayer. It's the same exact game. It literally is. I had to re-download my Modern Warfare 2 client, and Modern Warfare 3 beta was in it. Okay? Anyway, I just want to make sure it works, because last night I downloaded it and it didn't. And then I looked it up, and it said, oh, it goes live this morning. And you know what? It looks like it is live. As of now, yes, here it is. Yeah, I can launch it. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to set it up so that, you know, there's no fucking party invites and pop-ups and bullshit. All right? But, yeah, we're going to play it tonight. Now, here's the deal. I thought about this pretty hard, all right? And I said, you know what? This beta runs today and tomorrow, and it ends Monday morning, okay? So I was thinking about this, and I was like, here's what I think I want to do. I think I want to play the beta tonight, and I think I want to play it Sunday night as well, because I had a good amount of time, or I had a good time playing this on PS5 last week. And what I really want to do is I want to take my time, and I want to play it, and I want to really see if I enjoy it. Okay, here it is, by the way. So it's all good to go. And what I will do tonight, I'll set this up to make sure, you know, all the parties private and the pop-ups are settled and all of that. It works. Good. So I want to do 2 sessions of it, and here's why. Number 1, I want to really decide if I'm going to get this game, if I should get it on PlayStation 5 or I should get it on Xbox. Right now, I don't know, okay? And I feel like if I play it tonight and tomorrow night, I'll get a good amount of gameplay in and figure it out and say, if I'm going to get it, this is the platform I should get it on. You know, I played it on PS5, and I'll say this. The graphics were outstanding. The frame rate was incredibly consistent. I did it at 120 field of view, which allowed me to see more, and it was a little weird because I wasn't used to that, but man, it actually panned out to work well, and I was like, okay, so now will it run that well on the Series X? Because here's the thing. On the Series X, I get true surround sound. The Series X does dual audio out, which allows me to get surround sound while you guys get the stereo sound on the stream and in the videos, so I actually should hear things better while playing on Xbox. But if the graphics don't hold up on Xbox or the frame rate, then I might get it on PlayStation, okay? So we'll see. The thing is, I know for a fact I'm going to like this controller better. I just like this controller way better than the PS5 controller. I think the PS5 controller is too chunky and, quite frankly, too heavy because it has that rechargeable battery in it. I like a lighter controller. So I'm definitely liking this controller much better, all right? So, let's see tonight and tomorrow. I'm going to do 2 sessions of it. Now, the other thing is, the beta closes on Monday, and then that's it until the game comes out in November, which is in about a month. November 10th, I think it releases, if I remember correctly. So, these 2 sessions will determine if I'm going to get the game in November. Well, after that first session, I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed it. I had a really good time. I was kicking ass. I was getting back into the groove. I liked the nostalgia of the original maps from Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, not last year's, but the original game from 2009. I got a crazy kill streak. I actually got the Juggernaut, which was awesome, running around, smashing everyone with the shield. I was like, wow, this is fun. Now, I'm not saying that the whole experience will be like that. That's why I want to play it 2 more times. Once I play it 2 more times, maybe that nostalgia factor will have worn off, and I'll just not like it as much anymore. I don't know till we play. But that's what I want to do in the next couple of days. I want to give it a shot and see exactly what it'll end up being and if I want to get it or not. We have to make this determination over the next 2 nights. I hope you guys will give me your feedback on that. Now, there's another thing. When I played this last week on the PS5, we had great attendance, but it was mostly trolls who were here to laugh and joke about me sucking, which is hilarious because I didn't. I actually did really well. But what happened was, sadly, it was the slowest supported stream that I had in weeks. And I was like, what happened? I thought you guys would be interested. You guys always ask me to play these multiplayer games. And I was very surprised that happened. What happened was, after that, I got many people who reached out and contacted me. And they were like, just so you know, we didn't watch live, but we watched on demand after the fact, and we really appreciated it because many people used to watch me back in the day play Call of Duty like crazy. You know, back in the day of Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, I used to play Call of Duty a lot. It was a big amount of gameplay in my rotation back then. And they're like, wow, you know, back in the day, I used to play with my family members and my friends, and then we would watch your videos together, and we'd laugh at your misfortunes and all the stuff you would say in the videos. And it was just a big nostalgia trip to see you play on those classic maps again. You know, I Spawn, I Die, Duel of Shotties. It's crazy. Those are songs that people have listened to for over a decade, and now we're playing on those maps again, right? That's pretty awesome. So, people got that big nostalgic feel from it, and a few people actually did come by and contribute over the course of the last week since I played it, saying, hey, I just want to let you know I did like it. Sorry I wasn't there live, but here's a contribution because I appreciate that, and I hope that you'll play more of it. So here's the thing, all right? If you like Call of Duty, if you want to see me play it, please at least attend the streams and engage and support with the content. If you can support it in some way, those streams, please do. If I have 2 dead night streams the next 2 nights, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, that's going to basically kind of convince me that people just aren't very interested in seeing me playing this next month. You'd rather see me do something else. If every other night stream I do is better engaged and supported, it's not just trolls watching, but it's positive people who want to support and engage and have that content continue, then I'll play other things. Don't have to play Call of Duty. But the thing is, I had a lot of fun with it. That's why I'm doing it 2 more streams, quite frankly, this weekend. But maybe, like I said, maybe that fun factor will wear out for me by Sunday night. I don't know. All right. So anyway, tonight we're trying out the Modern Warfare 3 beta on Xbox Series X. We'll see how it runs. We'll play. There's a new map apparently that they unlocked for it as well, and we'll have a good time with it. And hopefully you'll show up and engage, and we'll have a good night. All right. Tomorrow it is React Day. DSP versus the internet over on DSP Reacts. If you are a member of my React channel, which you can find at youtube.com/@DSP Reacts, you must nominate your videos for tomorrow's show by the end of tonight's Modern Warfare 3 stream. Because when the Modern Warfare 3 stream ends, that's when I'm going to go make the playlist for tomorrow's React show. So you got to have your videos ready to go by then. If you don't, you're not going to get watched on the show. Okay? Just making that very transparent and clear. So, last week, the React show was great. We had a lot of Halloween-themed horror content. It actually was a really good show because of that. I did look, and a lot of people did nominate horror-themed stuff yet again. So I'm looking forward to the React show tomorrow. We'll do our podcast here, then swap over to that channel. And then for the night stream tomorrow night, we'll swap back over here, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, for the Modern Warfare 3 beta second session. Okay? That's the weekend. When we get to Monday, Monday is up in the air. And here's what I mean by that. I don't know what I'm doing on Monday's daytime stream because it really depends on what happens today with Assassin's Creed Mirage. If I beat Assassin's Creed Mirage today, that gives us a whole empty stream for Monday. Now, if we do have the empty stream, I have some options. Option number 1, maybe I try Forza Motorsport, which I installed on my Xbox last week and never got a chance to boot, just for a one-off stream to test it out and see what it is. I'm not saying I'm going to like it. I'm not saying we have to play it for any extended period of time. I'm just saying it's free. It's a new game. Maybe just try it for one session and see what it looks like. Maybe it's gorgeous and maybe it's fun and chill. Maybe it's boring and we won't want to ever play it again. But at least I'll have given it a shot, you know? Remember, I love Forza Horizon, but this is not Horizon. This is the motorsport game, which is more of a sim of kind of driving on a track and basically making those cars supposed to like drive and handle and sound realistic. So I don't know how much of that I would really enjoy considering I'm not a car guy. But maybe give it a shot, right? Or maybe we do something a little different. Maybe we play Street Fighter 6, but instead of master ranked nonsense, instead, maybe I go to a character that I've liked in the past, like Dalcine, or go back to Zangief and try to learn a little bit more with them. Maybe do some casual matches and then try to jump into like getting placement matches and stuff with those characters. I've never used those characters on PS5 before. So it could be like a daytime stream of Street Fighter 6 using a completely different character than the ones I've been using, and that would get us out of this master rank grind and make it feel a little bit different. You see? So, there's options for Monday, but they all hinge on what happens today. If we beat Assassin's Creed Mirage or not. If we don't beat it today, then we're going to need Monday to finish up Assassin's Creed Mirage, okay? Monday night is going to be Starfield, and I'm excited for this because we haven't played it now in over a week. We skipped a week. And last time around, we had done a bunch of story progression, and if you remember, we had unlocked these mysterious powers. That's all I'm saying, because I don't even know what the powers are yet, because we had just unlocked them, and then we ran out of time to play. So likely, we'll advance further in the story to try to get further in and see what happens with all of that, and go from there, all right? So I'm happy because I love chill streams, and Starfield is going to be the return of a nice late-night chill stream for all of us to hang out and have a good time together, okay? Tuesday, big new release, Sonic Superstars. Very early impressions are starting to hit the internet. Most people love it. They say there's a few criticisms, but they're really enjoying the game, especially those who liked Sonic Mania. Apparently will really like this game. Well, Sonic Mania was one of my favorite games the year that it came out. What was it, 4 or 5 years ago? So I'm pretty sure I'm going to love Sonic Superstars. That's going to be the daytime stream on Tuesday. Tuesday night will be a ranked master level session in Street Fighter 6. Whether it's Blanca or Honda, we'll figure out. And then Tuesday, more Sonic Superstars on the daytime stream and more Starfield at night. And that's the streaming week. Okay? Then I'm off on Thursday. Friday, double new release day. Spider-Man 2 on the daytime stream. Super Mario Wonder on the late stream. Yes, that means no Friday night fights. In fact, that week, we may see very little Street Fighter. Maybe like one Street Fighter session next week because we're going to be juggling Spider-Man, Mario, Sonic, and the React show, of course. And then we determine if we want to squeeze in a session of Starfield or Street Fighter amongst those 3 new games that I'm playing. You see? So we'll figure it out. But next week's going to be crazy. Next week it's going to be very busy, good stuff. I really feel all 3 new games coming out are going to be great. I actually have that strong feeling that they're all going to be good. By the way, Spider-Man's not long. From what people are saying, it's around 30 hours long. So just slightly longer than, say, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I'm down for that. Don't give me an 80-hour game just for the sake of giving me an 80-hour game. Give me a 30-hour game with a 20-hour great story and 10 hours of optional side content. That's a good formula for a successful game in today's day and age. We don't need 100-hour games that make you grind for 40 hours and waste your time. There's too much filler these days. Give us a good game that's bang for your buck. I'm down for that. And it sounds like that's what Spider-Man 2 is stacking up to be. Okay? So, let's see what happens. But I'm excited for the coming week. Keep in mind, the week after that is the release of Alan Wake 2. At the end of the month, we got the Halloween Marathon. By the way, FYI, the last 2 days left for you to nominate games for my upcoming Halloween Marathon. My Halloween Marathon happens on Tuesday, October 31st. All day long here on DSP Gaming, I'll be in costume. We'll be playing a variety of games you guys are nominating. We'll be having a meal together. And there will be a special tier maker event ranking horror movie franchises against each other. So there's going to be a lot going on Halloween. I hope that you will join me for that because it's going to be a great day. But if you haven't yet, you absolutely must nominate games for this event right now. Because if you don't, you're going to miss out. It's going to be tomorrow night after my late night Modern Warfare 3 stream. I'm going to sit down and look at all of your nominations. And I'm going to take the most nominated games, and they're going to hit a poll that you guys are going to vote on to determine what games will really be played during the Halloween event. So I hope that you guys will participate. If you don't, you're going to miss out. This is your chance to be a part of the interaction of the channel and actually have input, all right? So how do you do it? Right now, type !Halloween into the stream chat. A link will pop up. You can nominate games there. Or if you're a channel member, on the members tab of this channel on YouTube, there's been a thread for the last 2 weeks that you could post up in, members exclusive. Members get priority because members are specifically going to pick one game that will be played during this marathon, okay? So, please, nominate games, and what I will do is let you know Sunday into Monday, probably Monday morning, I'll let you know, okay, these are the games that made it to the final polling. Please vote, and whatever you vote and wins the polling, that's going to be what ends up getting played at the end of the month, okay, on the Halloween Marathon. All right. Only other thing I want to remind you guys of, suggestion box is also live. This is a new thing we're doing this month. You can type !suggestion in the chat, or there is a community post that I did at the beginning of the month, also here on the main channel page. This post is for you to post up suggestions for improvement on the channel. The more suggestions that I get, the better. And what we're going to do is the first week of November, we're going to actually create a new thread for November, but then we're going to review all the suggestions from October. So systematically here on the podcast, every day we'll do like a half an hour segment where we go through suggestions and we say, is this a viable one? Is this not? You know, we'll talk about the options and things like that. I think it's going to be a good idea. It's going to add content for the show, and it's also going to help improve the quality of the streams moving forward. So I'm excited for that. I hope that you guys are too. Please participate in that, all right? Did Nightbot break? People are saying Nightbot is not responding. If that's the case, then there's not much that can be done right now. There's Nightbot. No, Nightbot's right there. Well, Nightbot was here a few minutes ago. Let me check. Nightbot was literally here just a couple minutes ago. Did it leave? It should not have. Let's see. Well, this is stupid. Thing fucked up. No, not Nightbot. My other screen fucked up. Weird, because it's totally in here, right? It shouldn't have left. If it did, it's a glitch, and it'll probably come back. But it was just in here moments ago. Because if you scroll up, you can see it was doing the tip command. It was doing the Ask the King command. It was doing all those. And all of a sudden it stopped working, huh? Here, let me try something. And let me check the Nightbot command here. Yeah, it looks like it's not working. It looks like it's not responding. According to this, it is in the channel. Yeah, according to this, it is sitting in the channel. So it must be a glitch. It must be that something happened with it and it's not working right now. So don't freak out. I'm sure it'll start working again. This happens from time to time. It's an automated system, and sometimes it goes down. So there's nothing you can do about it right now, but it should come back. And it still says it's active. It still says it's in the channel. It's tracking chat. It's doing all the things it's supposed to do. It's just not responding to commands right now for some odd reason. Because the commands also, I'm staring at them right now, and they seem to work. Oh, look at this. Nightbot just posted up the suggestion. See that? So Nightbot's in here. It is in here, but for some reason it's not responding to chat commands. See that? That's really weird. Maybe Nightbot's really backed up. That could be too. I don't know. Well, let's see what happens. At least it's in here, which means it probably will still moderate. I don't know why the command didn't work. The command should have worked. And it's not seeming to work, right? Yeah, it's probably laggy or busted right now, but it'll fix. All right, anyway, let's stop talking about Nightbot. At least we know it's still in here and it's working, because it did say something. Okay, anyway. So yeah, please post up your suggestions. Your last chance to do so as well by the end of the month. And then the first week of November, we will review all of those together, okay? All right. Now, before we get to other things, all right, I just want to say thank you guys so much. You've been very helpful and supportive the last few days. As you know, I announced a few days ago something weird going on right now. It's a unique situation. It doesn't happen all the time. It's frustrating. So here's what's going on. Number one, I have to buy way more games in the next few weeks than I usually do. That's to be expected this time of year, right? Like, there's a ton of games that always come out around October, November, December. So always, this is just a normal thing. So that's not what's really out of the ordinary. What's out of the ordinary is that YouTube is going to pay me for my monthly performance in about a week. The problem is, when YouTube's payday hits a weekend, notably a Saturday, which it will this month, YouTube delays the payment several days. And you would think, oh, it's not a big deal. No, it is, because you don't know when it's coming. It could be coming that Monday. It could be coming that Wednesday. It might not come all week. And there was one year where the payment got delayed almost a whole week. And that really killed me. Because here's the thing. I have bills and things due over the course of that week that I rely on getting my YouTube payment to pay. I wish that I was so rolling in dough that I had extra money lined up ahead of time to pay bills. I don't. But in fact, when I get my YouTube payment every month, things like my mortgage, all right, insurance bills, those kind of things that are big monthly bills that you absolutely have to pay every month, that's the YouTube payment that pays those. Well, if YouTube delays, all right, delays everything for this month, which it looks like they're going to do, okay, it means that basically there's a few bills there that I have to pay out of pocket before I get my YouTube payment. I'm not saying I can't do that. I'm saying if I have to do that, plus buy all these other games that are out of the ordinary that I would have to spend that much money on those games at this time of year, plus do all my normal stuff like go grocery shopping and the like, I'm going to be incredibly tight or not have enough money, all right? That's no one's fault. This is not me saying to you guys, oh my God, this is a terrible situation, the sky is falling. Not at all. Don't take it like that. The reason I'm telling you this is because if you're someone who likes my content and you want to support my content right now, a great way you could support my content is by tipping me. Because when you tip me, those are funds I get today. And those funds can be put towards these things I'm talking about. Now, I'm not asking for you guys to go above and beyond. I'm not saying this is my audience's responsibility, all right, at all. What I'm saying is, if you already were going to support the content, if you're enjoying the playthroughs I'm doing, you like to see these new games coming up, and you have the option to choose, please choose to tip if you can. That would help a lot right now and get me through a tougher time for the next couple of weeks. And then once the YouTube payment comes through, we're back to normal, and I won't be talking like this anymore because I won't have to. All right? It's not like it was years ago where every single week is like this and I'm freaking out and we need marathons of fundraising. It's not like that anymore. Thank God we're through that. All right? But, yeah, the timing of this just really sucks, the way that it kind of lined up. Don't listen to morons out there and detractors and idiots who will come out and say all things that I literally have not said. I'm telling you like it is. This is the deal. All right? This is what's really happening. Thanks to those who can do that. If you can't tip, it's perfectly fine. If you want to support in another way, thank you. I appreciate that. Please do. I'm just saying, prefer it if you can do it, okay? But you guys have been amazing. Your support's been great with everything. You know, super chats, memberships, tips, all been great. Yeah, we're down a ton of members. Why? Because there was a super big amount of gifted memberships back last month, and we haven't gotten those back. And now, this week, I've been asking you guys, hey, can you tip? Which you have been. So, of course, we're going to be down members. You know, maybe the end of the month, after YouTube pays me and I'm through that, we'll get a big rally. Who knows? We'll have more new games at the end of the month, and we got the Halloween event, so maybe we will see a big uptick in members at the end of the month. And if we do, great. But it's not a big concern for me right now. Right now, I'm looking at short term. I got to get through the next 2 weeks. Tipping would be the best way to do that if you can, all right? And I apologize if these commands are not working right now. It's weird because Nightbot absolutely is working in the chat. But for some odd reason, Nightbot commands are not. This is really weird. Yeah, so Nightbot's working. Nightbot is posting up all the links it's supposed to, but it's not responding to chat commands. I don't know why. It sounds like Nightbot broke. I'm sure it'll get fixed. It's not a huge problem. You know what I mean? It's just annoying that usually you could on demand tell it what you want a command for, and now you gotta sit around for 15 minutes. All those commands cycle every 15 minutes anyway. So if you just sit around for 15 minutes, you'll notice all the commands will pop up in the chat anyway. Just gotta be a little patient. And apologies again. I don't know what's going on there. Can I turn Nightbot off and on again? Now, all I could do, I could ask it to leave and come back. Like I could say, hey, leave the channel. Hey, come back to the channel. All right, but I don't know if that would really do anything. I honestly don't think that would fix Nightbot. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, like I'm saying, I'm staring at it. I'm logged in. There's no messages that anything is wrong. The commands are all there. It's not like, oh, some weird asshole hacked my Nightbot settings and deleted all the commands. No, they're still all there. They just don't work for some really weird reason. Don't ask me why, because they should be working. You know, I don't know. You know, at least it's working. It is still moderating, and it is still doing what it's supposed to do. So thanks to anyone who contributes in any way. Sorry the Nightbot commands don't work. Not a big deal. But thanks in advance. One final thing, and then we'll get to shout-outs and we'll get to Q&A and everything. As you can see, what the hell? Darkside Phil is wearing a long-sleeve shirt. I know, because today it's cool. Outside, it's in the 60s. It's cloudy. It's moist. It's a nice fall day. It's exactly the kind of weather you would expect for the autumn. And because of that, it's nice today. And I was actually able to wear like a nice autumn shirt, which is comfortable. I'm wearing pants today, not shorts. I'm actually wearing autumn clothing. And I have quite a few like autumn pieces of clothing, shirts and stuff to wear. I have button-down shirts, long-sleeve shirts. I have a few like pullover, like light sweaters, shirts like this, a few different things of different designs. And so I would say just as many as the shirts that I had for summer. I have just as many for the fall. It's just that I've had those for years. I wear them out during the fall, but I've never really had opportunity to wear them on stream because I was always just wearing the t-shirts, wearing the gaming t-shirts. Well, now you guys, you guys want to see me wear different stuff? I'll wear different stuff. And the cool thing is, if it's comfortable, maybe I don't have to change my clothes later. Because what happens is usually when I'm out of here, when I'm done streaming, I actually change my clothes. I'll change into more, you know, a night t-shirt or something more comfortable. But if this shirt's comfortable, why not wear it all night, right? I don't have to change anymore. So that'll be nice. Less laundry, frankly. So, okay, let's see what happens. I hope you guys like it. This is just one of many shirts that I have for this season. The sun actually went away a little more. I wonder if I can open the blinds a tiny bit more, get a little bit more air in here. There we go. A little better. You know, the more cooler air, the better. And I like cool air here in the fall. Makes it feel nice and refreshing in the office. So, it's good stuff. All right. So, guys, that's what I've got for today. All right. And let's see here. So, oh, by the way, because someone said, well, what if we want to tip and we don't know how to tip? Just check the description of the stream or any video. They all have the links to how you can tip me. I know it's such a huge concern, right? But yeah, you can always find the tips link in the description of anything that I'm streaming or uploading. It's right there, so you don't need the tips command in the chat, okay? Okay. I know it's a very, very important thing to know. Okay. So, ladies and gents, we have one shout out to do this morning. It is from BloomKit. Well, I take that back. There may be more than one. I didn't check yet. BloomKit did a $2 super chat and says, Nightbot gone. We aren't safe anymore. Well, Nightbot is not gone. As you can see, Nightbot is still in the chat and Nightbot is still moderating. It's just for some odd reason, Nightbot is not responding to the commands. But Nightbot is still here. It's still posting up the links and it's still moderating. So somehow the link commands broke. Maybe they're reprogramming Nightbot and they'll fix that. Who knows, right? I'm sure it'll work sooner rather than later. And then thank you to Landon. Just did a super chat and said, long sleeve shirt. Dude, I'm not even kidding you. I challenge you to go to all my videos and streams and count how many times I've worn a long sleeve shirt. It might have been like a decade, and the last time I might have done it was back when I lived in Connecticut. I almost never wear like long sleeve shirts ever. So this is actually nice. It's comfortable. It's relaxing. I like it. I just need the weather to agree with me so I can do it. So thank you, Landon, for the super chat. Here we go. Okay. And it now looks like BloomKit has become a channel member this morning. Thank you to BloomKit. I think that does actually count as a new membership. So thank you, BloomKit, for that. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you. Don't be scared by the jump scare by Landon Super Chat. The notification was a little delayed there. And there's BloomKit's member popping up there. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So, guys, here's the deal. I know this is a rarity. This hasn't happened in a while. We've covered everything I had to cover today. It's a more chill podcast today. There wasn't a lot of topics. We killed the game news yesterday. Like, yesterday was like game news-a-palooza. So today is a way more relaxed stream. Today we're going to have some nice fun interaction. You guys tag me in the chat. Let's see what you would like to chat about today. I'm open to any discussions that you would like. All right. Juan David, good morning. Jade, good morning. Good morning to many people who are joining here. It's still morning for me for 4 more minutes. It doesn't become afternoon for 4 more minutes, so I'm going to say good morning till it's afternoon. All right, so No Sleep Real Vibe said he pre-ordered Super Mario Wonder, Sonic Superstars, Mario RPG on the eShop and the Nintendo Store. I think I'm going to get Sonic. I was trying to think, like, what platform should I get all the games on, right? I'm trying to think, well, Mario's going to be Switch no matter what. I was thinking, Spider-Man's got to be PlayStation no matter what, right? Okay, Alan Wake, I think I'm going to go with Xbox, only because, don't they have a direct relation to Xbox, the Remedy? I think they do, right? Are they not owned by Xbox? I can't remember. They have a direct relation to Xbox, I know that. So I'm probably going to get Alan Wake on Xbox. The one X factor here is, what should I get Sonic on? I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, I'm going to be playing Street Fighter and Spider-Man on PlayStation. I'm going to be playing Starfield and Alan Wake on Xbox. And I'm going to be playing Mario on Switch. I was like, dude, it's evenly distributed. Like, it doesn't really matter. But I think I want to get Sonic not on Switch. I'm sorry, but I just don't have faith that that game's going to run as good on Switch as it's going to do on another console. So probably I'm going to get it on either PlayStation or Xbox. I'm just undecided yet, and I need to decide by Tuesday. So I'm thinking hard in my head, what do I want to do? I have to figure this out. I'll have to think about it. But anyway, I'm going to be jumping between consoles, like constantly jumping between consoles for the next few weeks, which is actually exciting and good, because I'd much rather get use out of all my consoles than just using one constantly for everything. It's nice to know that everything has something good on it, and it's worth owning them all to play them all, right? So that's a good thing. 20 days to your birthday. I'm glad to hear it, Juan. Hopefully you're planning out a good birthday celebration. Toasty says Xbox because you like the controller. I mean, fair enough. If I'm going to play a platformer, I probably would enjoy this D-pad better than the D-pad on the PlayStation. You're probably right. So maybe that's the best point you can make, Toasty. Maybe I should get Sonic on the Xbox. You're probably right. Well, I think Toasty might have just determined it for me. I didn't even think about that. I wasn't thinking about D-pad. But I think he's correct. All right. Oh, this morning when I was just about to start streaming, I sat down. I swear to God, I was going to start playing the intro music, and I went like this, and it just went foosh everywhere. My whole arm, it went all over the floor. It soaked everything on my table here. So, a little messy, a little soggy. I'm going to scoot some things around here. Happens sometimes. I don't know what they do. They must over-carbonate the bottle or something, because I certainly didn't shake it up, and it just exploded everywhere. Okay. Oh, yeah? No Super Revive says he's in Texas spending time with his family, in Dallas heading to Austin on Sunday. Hope you have a good time. What's the weather like down there? Just curious, because, you know, I know Texas is supposed to be hotter than most other places in the country, but they've been having some crazy cold weather in the winters, and I'm wondering what it's like right now for fall. Jex Gaming says going to be a week-long early access to Modern Warfare 3 beta if you pre-order starting November 2nd. So what you're saying is if I pre-order the game by November 2nd, you can actually play it a whole week early. I guess we have some things to think about this weekend, right? Yeah, if we like it a lot, if I'm enjoying it and you're enjoying it and we have 2 good nights of it this weekend, then maybe I'll pre-order it and we'll play it early, you know? I guess we'll have to think about it. Turtle Dude asks, which do you prefer, old Assassin's Creed or the RPG style? It's like I said, I feel like there's a place for both. I really do. I feel like there's a place for both, but they need to discern between. Like, maybe there have to be, like, an AC Classic series and an AC... I don't know what you would call the other ones, right? But I feel like they're both good, but you need to have both. Because that was the problem, is that they completely changed the series from the old style to the new for 3 freaking games. What, 5-6 years of the new formula? And no one could play classic Assassin's Creed during that time. And that's a problem. You have a series that's one way, you change it, but then what about people who liked the classic, and that's why they made Mirage, right? So I'm okay with them doing both. They just need to appropriately mark them as such and let everyone know that, hey, play this if you want this, play this if you want this, right? Jex Gaming says, I meant the campaign. Oh, so what you're saying is if you pre-order the game by November 2nd, you can play the campaign early. Fair enough. That's good to know, and maybe we will do that. No Super Real Vibes has been a mix of humid, hot, and cold winds. It's weird. That is weird. You know, well, we had that here too. Remember? We had fall weather for 2 weeks, and then we had fucking 85-degree weather for 2 days. And now we're back to fall weather. So hopefully it sticks this goddamn time. Your allergies are good, Jade. I'm glad to hear that. Surprisingly, mine are pretty good today too. No real bad post-nasal drip today. I had a little bit earlier, but it doesn't feel as bad today. Maybe it's because of the nice, cool, damp weather outside. It definitely could be. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Cool and cloudy in Boston. I like hearing the different weather around the country because, you know, I used to live on the East Coast. So I like to know what it was like back where I came from. But I also like to hear these other regions. It's crazy how the weather's been zany, right? Zany these last few years. And you say, oh, global warming isn't real. You're an idiot. Like, there's insane empirical evidence that it's real, that all the weather is changing. Yeah, I see memes on the internet. It's like a grandmother walking down the street with her granddaughter. And she goes, oh, I remember back in the day it used to be cold in October. And the granddaughter she goes, Granny, well, that's your fault. Yeah, that's right. The old generation polluted and destroyed the planet, and now we all have to deal with it. That's right. Blame them. There you go. Cold and rainy in Connecticut right now? Really? Well, that's good. That's good to know. Trigger says getting cold up here in Connecticut. Last dozen of weekends. The last 12 weeks, so for the last 3 months, it's been rain every weekend. I don't believe that. My parents have told me they had a very hot summer. Hello, Willow. Good morning. Yes, I will agree that the Modern Warfare 3 beta is addictive. After having played it that last stream, I actually just wanted to keep going because I was having so much fun. But again, you gotta wonder, was it that entertaining because of the nostalgia factor? You know, I'm playing on maps that I used to play on 14 years ago, and back then YouTube was a different animal. I played the shit out of those, uploaded mass amounts of videos. People absolutely loved it, right? And it was a different time, and maybe I'm just feeling that nostalgic flair right now, and maybe after having played, you know, more, it'll wear off. And then I'll realize, okay, it's the gunplay of Modern Warfare 2, the real one, not the one from back then, and I'll get annoyed and not like it as much. I don't know. Right now, I've only played it for a couple of hours, you know, but I really enjoyed that. But I don't know how long that will last. We'll have to see, right? I think it's supposed to have all the maps, correct? It's supposed to have every single map from the original Modern Warfare 2. Is that not the entire game? I was under the impression the entire multiplayer map rotation of Modern Warfare 3 is all the maps from Modern Warfare 2, the original. Like, that's it. And they've redone every single one, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So there's this new view, which is pretty cool. There's a new view in YouTube chat where now I can actually see if people are saying things that YouTube chat blocks automatically, and I can determine if it's just something innocent or if it's an asshole. And if it's an innocent person just saying something like, you know, fuck this or fuck that, and for some reason YouTube flagged it, I can approve it. And if it's someone who's just saying something disgusting or insulting, I can instantly ban them. This is really nice. This never used to happen. YouTube would just like censor and you never see it. Now I can see it all. So now I can make the proper judgments. This is going to save us a lot of time moving forward with idiots. Take them right the fuck out. Very nice. Okay. And yes, that is correct. If you remember, 2 years ago, before the release of Modern Warfare 2, Activision Blizzard said that Modern Warfare 2 would be a 2-year project. It would be one main game, and then everything else would be sold as an add-on DLC, and that would be the deal. Then they changed their mind because they wanted more money, so now they said Modern Warfare 3 would be a major game. And then when people said, well, wait a minute, you said previously that it would be a DLC, And people, and they, oh no, we never said that. But they did. They outright did. There's, there's proof that they said that. But, they lie and claim, oh no, we never said that. Yes, you did. We have it. Here it is. Your interviews and things from back then. That's what you were saying. And they're like, nah, that's not what we meant. Like, oh, okay. And then it's funny because, like I said, the client right now, adjusting those straps, the client right now is out for the Modern Warfare 3 beta. The client for the Modern Warfare 3 beta is exactly the same client as the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer because it's the same game. It's identical. So then you're like, well, it's the same client. It's the same game. Oh, no, it's not the same game. But it is. It's the same fucking file you download to play both. Oh, what are you talking about? No, it's a different game. I don't know how people don't hold these companies to task, quite honestly. Like, how do you not say, no, you're a liar, stop lying, you fucking scumbags, and then call them out? Why is not every single major media outlet in gaming destroying Activision Blizzard for lying? I don't get it. Why not? You want to know why? Here's why. That's exactly why. Because Activision Blizzard's huge and powerful. And they make a lot of high-profile games. So God forbid you get in their bad graces, and now all of a sudden they don't want to send you review copies, and they don't want to invite you to press events anymore, Night says, the saddest part about the money grab, Modern Warfare 3 is the fix and movement updates that people wanted in Modern Warfare 2 from the player base, but they just made a whole new game with those fixes, and now they're making you buy it. There you go. There you go, exactly. Jex Gaming says there will be a new zombies mode in Modern Warfare 3 and a lot of cool pre-order bonuses. I don't really care about pre-order bonuses. And the thing is about zombies, I get it. I've played zombies over the years. I totally understand how addictive it is, how fun it is, how you could co-op with friends and try to find all the Easter eggs. It is fun. It's a great mode. I get it. But for someone like me, I really only care about the standard multiplayer, and eventually we'll probably try the Warzone, right? I don't know if I'm going to really like either at length. It's worth playing for a bit, but I don't know how much I'll really play them. We'll have to see. But zombies for me, meh. It's not for everyone. For me, it's really not. Unless you have like a core group of friends you constantly co-op or whatever with, it's probably not for you. Jade said he's currently watching the old Pokemon show. Wow, from the 90s? Damn. And then he says, I miss Call of Duty. It's fun to watch. I agree. It was fun to play. It was super fun. I understand it's not the best game, but for what it is at face value, it is silly. You jump right in. You're immediately... I told you. I started playing. Within 10 minutes, it was just chaotic nonsense. It's nothing serious. It's just stupid. And I was like, well, welcome home. We're back. We're back to this silly fucking thing again. And as long as you don't take it super seriously, it's pretty fun. I don't really care about being some fucking try-hard, high-ranked dude playing Call of Duty. I just want to have some kill streaks and fuck around with people and smash them with a fucking shield and, blow them up with random shit. Get that Hail Mary super toss grenade that multi-kills. I love that shit. It's just fun. Oh, hold on one second, because my nose is bothering me. I don't want to sneeze. It's annoying. Ugh. Okay. Trigger says, you think we'll ever see another Batman game, maybe in the next 5 years? Or did Gotham Knights severely damage that brand? No. First of all, Gotham Knights was not even made by the same company. Completely different company, right? It was the company who had made Arkham Origins, the prequel, which I didn't like. And then no one liked Gotham Knights. What a shocker that the prequel I didn't like got made by the same company made another game that no one liked, right? I'm totally surprised. No, I think is I liked Gotham Knights. I did, but I just felt like it wasn't polished, and that's a problem. In the modern day, you need to have games to sell games that are polished. If you're selling a game that's not polished, people are going to take you to task for it, and it was not polished. It ran at a low frame rate and had a lot of graphical issues and some bugs. Overall, though, I thought it was an outstanding game. I thought it was great to have 4 characters to switch between and everything. You want to know what's really going to kill it is this fucking Suicide Squad game that just looks atrocious. It doesn't look good at all. I don't know what happened to Rocksteady. How do you make 3 insanely good games back to back, then go on hiatus, then work on a game for like 5-6 years, and the game comes out and it's completely terrible compared to everything else you've already made? I'm at a loss. Unless that first trailer we saw was not representative of what the game will actually be, I have no idea how that final game is going to be good. It looks so generic. Wow, you play as a bunch of generic assholes jumping through an open world city shooting people with guns. Wow. I'm just, it looks like Fortnite. Like they fucked with Fortnite's formula, but put it into Gotham City, but you're not killing people, you're killing AI. Who cares? It looks terrible. But that's the thing, like I really feel like that game, which is made by the Rocksteady core team, if that game comes out and sucks ass, right? That's really going to hurt the image of that's the team who made those Batman games, I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. It sucks because you used to know, for example, there used to be like 10 game developers who you could always trust to put out good games, right? It was like BioWare, Bungie, Capcom, right? That was definitely a huge one. Konami used to be it back in the day. Of course, Nintendo, right? And then on the flip side, you had I would say to some extent Ubisoft for a while, and then they kind of fell off, I would say. But Ubisoft, Rocksteady was definitely one of them. Infinity Ward with Call of Duty, their Call of Duties was definitely one. Blizzard was definitely one. Everything they put out was gold. I could probably say like 10 to 12 major game developers that when they put out games, it didn't even matter what the game was. You knew if you bought it, it was going to be polished. It was going to be fun. It was going to have tons of content. It was going to have value, bang for your buck. It was a surefire hit that you knew if you spent your money, you were going to get a good experience out of. Now I don't even know if there's any companies like that anymore. Are there? Is there a single company that you can trust that if I'm just going to buy their new game because they're a game developer I trust, and then the game's guaranteed to be good? I'm not even aware if that exists anymore. I feel like those days are gone. That's sad. We liked to have those trustworthy days where anything you bought from that trusted company was, Square Enix. Oh, God. How did I forget Square Enix? They used to be one of the biggest ones. And they've fallen the fuck off for sure. Holy crap, man. A lot of people are saying FromSoft, and I agree there, but I actually consider FromSoft a more recent one. While all the companies I just mentioned are kind of like longer standing, I consider FromSoft like that. Maybe like last gen was when they really came into their stride, and that's when people started trusting them to put out good games every game. Anything else, guys? Any questions? Anything? I mean, if you guys are done, if we really don't have that much to chat about, we can jump right into Assassin's Creed. If that's what you would like to do, we could definitely do that. That's up to you. Then again, the earlier we start, we may finish it for sure today. I don't know. Again, I don't know how much is left. Expand Dong says the new Mario voice actor is revealed. Everyone's upset. It's a nobody. They think Nintendo's being cheap. Should they have put money to a big voice actor? If they do a good job, who gives two shits? I don't care. If the Mario sounds good in the new Mario game, I don't care who did it. I don't. In fact, I prefer not to even know who did it. Maybe they had a... Okay, I was just about to say, maybe they paid an AI to do it. Oh, no! Oh, no. Now, that would be bad. Astronaut says, I'm doing badly in Call of Duty. I feel like it's because I'm getting older. Do you ever feel that way and sad? Do you want to know the truth? No. For some reason, when I play Call of Duty, I seem to jump right in and usually do pretty good. And I think it's because the vast majority of people who play it just suck ass. It's just a bunch of people who just are terrible at games, but they want to be part of the Call of Duty cultural experience. So they play it, and then they suck shit. And then they just get bodied so badly. You can get kill streaks even on these fucking noobs all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, honestly. For me, But maybe it's because I've been playing these games for so dang long. By the way, I'm not saying I'm good at it at all. I'm just saying it's weird that I can jump in with little to no experience, and I certainly don't play these games as much as many others, and I could jump in and get killed. How is it my first night of playing the Modern Warfare 3 beta, I had an insanely long kill streak, and I got Juggernaut, and then I killed like 10 people with it, right? It's like, what the hell? What's going on here? Right? So I kind of feel the opposite. Then again, perhaps you're right. Perhaps if I did, buy the game and play it, the people who actually are into it hardcore would start bodying me, and then I wouldn't have that equivalent experience. Maybe it's just because I'm playing a bunch of people in open beta and it's a bunch of kids playing, right? Could be. Oh yeah, Toasty says my eyesight isn't good enough for multiplayer anymore. Call of Duty multiplayer. Yeah, I think mine is. I did pretty good, right? I'm looking at these little specks running across the ground. I was still shooting the ants. Not bad. See, I told you, my problem is distance vision, but long distance vision, right? So if I'm driving on the road and there's signs way down the street, I can't see them. They're blurry. But like this TV, I can read every single tiny word on the TV. I can read completely clearly. It's only what? How many feet away from me? 6 feet away? I can easily see. I can read everything on all my monitors, and everything here is fine. That's always been extreme distance vision. That's my problem. So I think I'm good in that regard. Maybe as I get older, I'll have problems. Then I'll probably start wearing glasses. Seriously, I'll probably start wearing glasses playing games then if I need it. Right now, I don't. No Super Real Vibes, you're asking the wrong person. I don't spoil myself on games. I don't know how much longer we have in Assassin's Creed, man. Jade says that he likes Ghost, Fire, Water, and Electro Pokemon. Awful choices. How dare you, Jade? Everyone knows that Grass, Metal, Psychic, and Fairy types are the best types. Everyone knows that. I'm just kidding. I had to think for a second. I was like, what are the types again? Rack my brain. It's been a little bit since I played a Pokemon game. Brian says, I'm really loving the 1440p quality and setup. I'm glad to hear that. This past week, remember, I upgraded my stream quality. So now you guys should be seeing better on every game I play. So, for example, Call of Duty is probably one of the ones you guys will see a huge difference. It used to be back in the day more choppy and blurry, and now it should be way more crisp and clear with a smoother frame rate. I hope you're enjoying that stream improvement, because that was one that I did earlier this year and didn't realize that it carried to the videos but not to the streams. Now I'm happy to bring that quality to the streams. Good. No plans for replaying any Metal Gear right now. There's no point. They're all the original games with 0 changes. Okay? Eventually, I would like to replay some of them, notably Metal Gear Solid 1, which I haven't played in ages. I think I only played it twice ever, if that. But that's ways off. That we're not doing anything like that until we have downtime, and we're going to have tons of new releases to tackle before we get to that downtime. So, no consideration right now. I agree. The on-demand videos that I've been doing here on YouTube this year have always looked good because they're at the higher bit rate. I didn't know that the streams were being limited because of YouTube's encoder. I had no idea that the streams didn't look as good, and now they should look just as good as the on-demand videos, which is great. Shall we test again? Conduct a test. The commands work again. I told you. That was what, like a half an hour? Nightbot's working again. The commands work again. I just tested it. Usually it fixes itself. It's usually just some weird thing going on with their coding, or and then it's fine. So it's working. Call of Duty is your favorite, Willow? Cool. Well, Call of Duty's coming up next couple of nights. Goes to Jason, I look good. Oh, do I? Well, I feel good. I look good and I feel good. And that should translate into good vibes on the streams. Nice, cool weather. Fun gameplay. Right? It's very nice. Very good. Team Rocket's blasting off again. Whatever happened to Team Rocket in Pokemon? Because they're not in it anymore, right? Team Rocket, I know it was in the original Pokemon games, but I never played any in that, like, 2000s era. I came back to Pokemon, like, 10 years ago, I want to say. Was it, like, Ruby or something that I played? Whatever it was. When it came out on 3DS. So, being that was the last one I played, when I started playing them, there was no Team Rocket anymore. I wonder what happened. In the plot, did they get erased or something? Did they all go to jail? Maybe Team Rocket went to jail. There you go. Maybe they all got into one rocket and they blasted off. And they never came back. Oops. That was before SpaceX. So, they didn't plan properly. Oopsie. No. Trigger says, do I like wearing short sleeves because it shows off my pythons? No, actually, I prefer long sleeves because I'm a conservative dude, and I prefer to cover up as much as possible. That's why when we raise funding goals on a stream, I put clothes on. I'm the opposite of every other streamer. I told you, I'm the antithesis of the cam girl streamer on Twitch. I cover up more, and people appreciate that. That's why they pay me to put on more clothes so that you don't see more of my hideous body. I just keep continuously covering myself. That's what I mean. Guys like Review Tech USA got it all wrong. He's taking his shirt off and sucking cucumbers. What an idiot. You should be putting clothes on. That's the way to go. I don't know how the hell you think that... I go against the grain, all right? X-Shooter did a super chat. I downloaded Spider-Man 2. It took 7 hours. I'll be ready on Friday. Holy shit. Damn, dude. You know, I don't know what's going on. It actually took me a significant amount of time to download the Call of Duty client last night. And, of course, I have really good internet. And it took like 2 hours. And I was like, for 2 hours for 100 gigs is kind of suspect. What is going on with these servers these days? I don't know. I don't know what's taking so long. But it might just be that this is the busy gaming season, so the servers are just blasted constantly with people downloading stuff. Thank you for the super chat. Spider-Man 2 is 130 gigabytes. Is that true? Because Modern Warfare 3 was like 100. I want to say it was like 108, something like that. So Spider-Man 2 must be really good quality then, like visually. Because it's not a huge game. It is bigger than the first, but it's not like giant. Dark Mega, how's it going? Going well for me. Thank you for asking. Having a good weekend so far. Nice cool weather here. Do I wear cologne? I don't wear cologne in the house. Because, you know, for me, like, cologne is you're going out. You're going to have a nice day out with your, you know, my wife and, you know, want to smell good during the day or whatever. Then I'll spray some cologne on. But I don't really have that much anymore. Like, pre-COVID, I had some cheap colognes that I would wear. I had, like, I had one of the Nautica ones. I don't remember what it was. Blue or something like that. And I had, like, Tommy Hilfiger. I had, like, 2 or 3 different ones. I think we had bought a Guess one once, like, ages ago. So I had a few colognes. I would just spray it on quick. You know, nothing major, not a big deal. But it was nice. You go out, you got a nice smell about you. You know, especially as you're out during the day and you tend to get a little hot or sweaty because you're out all day. You still want to smell good. So that's really what I feel the cologne is for. Like, I wouldn't just spray it on myself for the house. At home, just shower. If you stink, you should go shower. And then you don't stink anymore. You know, it's disgusting. Don't have a sweaty, gross body at home, right? But I almost never do anymore. Since COVID, that whole year and a half screwed everything up here. It took so long for things to reopen and be normal again. I mean, here we are 2 years later after everything went back to normal. I don't even think about putting cologne on my body at all. I used to regularly think about it. COVID really screwed up everything. You know, my wife and I used to go places regularly. We haven't been there in like a year, 2 years. Just because COVID screwed up the whole rhythm of everything. You know? Oh, let's see here. I received a generous tip to start the day. A $20 tip from August. Says, I haven't finished the Mirage playthrough yet. I won't be staying here, but have a great rest of your day. Well, thank you, August. Sorry to hear you can't stay with us because you don't want to spoil, but I totally understand. I appreciate your support. First tip of the day, by the way. And I hope you have a good one, too. Maybe if you can make it back tonight for Call of Duty for some silly fun, swing on back. Very nice. Thank you so much, sir. Well, I assume, sir, August? Maybe I guess August could be... Actually, I have no idea. August could be man or woman or somewhere in between. Who knows? All right, I'm just going to take that back. Thank you, whoever, for the $20 tip. That way I'm not insulting to anyone and then someone comes and tries to roast me and say that I'm assuming gender. There you go. 2023, you can't be doing that stuff, man. There you go. Thank you so much. Not Augustus. It's August, not Augustus. Did I break terms of service? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I broke like 17 different terms of service. I'm absolutely sure. How dare I? Is that you, August? Is that really you in the chat? Says I'm indeed a sir. Okay, well, thank you, August. If that is indeed you in the chat, thank you for the tip. No, I did not. If you mean if you need the new TMNT movie, I have not seen it yet. It just went on demand for rentals and stuff, and I haven't gotten it. If it goes like on demand and you don't have to pay for it, I'll definitely watch it. By the way, so here's the deal for my upcoming movie review stuff that's going to happen by the end of this month. Up next is Scream 6. I watched it. I already have a lot to say about it, and I want to review that next. That's coming up this week, probably maybe Monday night. Next, I want to watch Renfield. That's the movie starring Nicolas Cage as Dracula, and then it's really supposed to be about his servant, who's supposed to be like his thrall, and it's supposed to be like a comedy with horror elements. It just came out on Amazon Prime Video, and I want to watch that this week. So if anything, I'll probably review both of those movies this week, and then next week, I'll probably review Halloween Ends and something else. What else? I don't know yet. I'm leaning towards maybe Dr. Sleep, because I've wanted to watch that for a couple of years, and now it's available on Max to watch. It's the sequel to The Shining, and I feel like that would be a really good one to watch. Outside of that, I don't know what else I would watch by the end of the month, but people are telling me that Season 2 of Invincible is going to release, like, November 5th? 3rd? Shit, I forgot the date. It's the first week of November, and a lot of people have said that they actually really liked the Invincible show. I have not watched it. So maybe what I should do is once I wrap up with my Halloween horror reviews, then I should watch season 1 of Invincible. I won't review it, but I'll just watch it so I have the background, and then when season 2 of Invincible hits Amazon Prime Video, does it come out all at once? Because maybe I could review like 2-3 episodes in one part and review like a 2-3 video series reviewing the whole season 2. Finally, I'm going to have a video service that has a new show that you guys are going to want to watch like right away, which is rare that happens. Like seriously, it's very rare when I have the service like right off the bat to watch it new. So that's a good thing. By the way, there was a little bit of a blip in my internet right there. You guys might notice like a freeze in the video. It looked like there was a blip in the internet, but it cleared itself up, and now it's back in the green. So, but yeah, what do you guys think? Would you guys like to see me watch Season 2 of Invincible and review it? And do you know, does the whole season go live on Amazon at once? And how many episodes would it have? Because I figure out how I should cover it for you guys in November. I'd be okay with doing that if you guys are interested, okay? Let me know. And then over November, I figure out what else I want to watch. I'm not sure, because we'll be done with horror by then. I really enjoyed doing the horror stuff this month. So what did I do so far? Let's think. So I did Halloween 2018, Scream 5. Then I did Halloween Kills. And I did Barbarian. So this week, I'm doing Scream 6 and Renfield, likely. And then next week, I'll probably do Halloween Ends and maybe Dr. Sleep. Right? And we'll see what other time there is. Maybe there'll be time for even more. Right? Even more horror stuff. I'm actually really enjoying doing this. My issue is not watching the movies. It's the time to review them. Because let me give you some perspective here. So last night I could have reviewed Scream 6, but I played Street Fighter. I stayed extra to get more gameplay in. And by the time I was done, it was already late. Tonight, after my late stream of Call of Duty, I have to set up the playlist for tomorrow's React show. That takes like an hour, so I can't do it then. Tomorrow night, I have to tally up all the nominations for the Halloween horror game event on Halloween, and I have to make polls based off of that, so I can't do it tomorrow night. So it's like every night I don't have time to do the review. The earliest I'll have time to do is maybe Monday night, you see? So it really, for me, is not an issue of wanting to watch the stuff and review it. It's the time to film the review. That's what I don't have, you know? Is Doctor Sleep Stephen King or third party? I have no idea. I know it is the sequel to The Shining, but I don't know if it's a Stephen King book that was translated or not. Silent Hill or Resident Evil, says Zombie Wolfpacks. They're both good. Resident Evil is 100% pure, zombie, monster, grotesque horror, while Silent Hill has that, but it's more psychological horror. They're both good in their own right. You can't really compare those two, I feel. Jay says, Jesse James and Meowth. That's right. Surrender now and prepare to fight. Right? I can't remember. They say, prepare for trouble, make it double. Right? To something to the stars above, to denounce the evils of truth and love. I can't remember. I used to know the whole Team Rocket thing. I've forgotten it all over the years. I used to know the whole thing. It is adapted from the Stephen King book. Oh, cool. X Shooter says, I'm surprised Dark Pictures didn't make a horror game this year. That's for good reason. Because their anthology, called the Dark Pictures Anthology, of course, ended last year. But because of the success of those 4 games, what was it? It was Man of Medan. It was Little Hope. It was A House of Ashes. And then last year was... what was the name of the last one? The Devil in Me. So after those 4, they all did well. They sold well. So now, based on the success of those, they're going to make a season 2. That's going to be a series of more, probably another 4. So that's great because they did so good. I like those games. Every year they're different. I like the idea of an anthology where it's a different story every year with some crossover actors. But I like the fact that it's different every time. So that's going to continue. But not yet. They need time to work on the next grouping now. So they took a year off, basically. Which is fine. Hey, maybe next year. I'd be happy to have them back. Felix the Mate says, why not do a review on your night stream, then post it on your React channel? Because then I can't stream my night stream of gameplay. And then people would be upset. That's why. Super Scorpio, you must be way behind. We've been talking about this for weeks that I'm going to play Lords of the Fallen later. I'm not playing it now. In fact, I'm very happy I didn't play it now because more reports came out. More people are now playing the Xbox version of Lords of the Fallen. It's terrible. It's total stuttering, tons of frame rate drops, and graphical issues. They patched it, and it still has the issues. It didn't fix it. So for some reason, the Xbox version of this game is atrocious. The PlayStation 5 version is better, but still not good. The PC version, some people are saying it's perfect, and others are saying is bad. So really, the problem with Lords of the Fallen isn't the gameplay, isn't the lore, it's the graphical performance of the game just is not great right now. So maybe by the time I get around to playing it in November, then maybe it would actually be fixed, and then I wouldn't have those issues, and I'll enjoy it more. Because that's a shame, because Lies of P had 0 graphical problems. 0. It ran super duper smooth. So I want to have that kind of equivalent experience, and it's a shame the game came out and it's running poorly. No, they did patch the Xbox version, Darren. A review I saw on a reviewer said they patched it, and the patch didn't fix the problems. That was the problem. Like, there was a patch, everyone assumed, oh, it would fix it, and it didn't do anything. So now they're waiting on another patch to try to fix these problems. Okay, I got a $2 tip from Dr. Oink. Did a mod ban me again? Why do they keep banning me? You're not banned. You're talking in the chat right now, and everyone can see you. Dr. Oink, I think you're a little paranoid. Seriously. You ever listen to that musician Garbage? I think I'm paranoid. You should listen to that song over and over. Okay. Jade says, next year, can I watch some movies with Jason in them for Halloween? If you guys have enjoyed, we're only halfway through October, by the way, but if you guys have enjoyed these horror reviews I'm doing, I would not be against doing an annual event where I review horror movies on DSP Reacts throughout the month. I'd be down for that. If you guys like this and you're enjoying it and you want to see it continue, we can make it kind of an annual thing. I would be okay with that. Just like come December, I think I want to review some Christmas movies. I don't know what I would review, but I'd like to watch some Christmas specials and movies and review those for you guys. Okay? Have a good night, No Sleep Real Vibe. See you later. What's my favorite classic black and white horror movie? Ooh, man, there's some good ones. You know, everyone say Dracula because Bela Lugosi is that movie. The way he looks at the camera and the way he talks slowly is creepy. What a lot of people don't realize is the reason he talks like that is because he barely spoke English. He barely did. But his line delivery is it's like a slowly oozing river of like syrup. The way he talks, right? The moon in the night. Like, oh my God, it's creepy. Obviously, the original Frankenstein movie is also awesome for its time, for what it pulled off and did. That was really good. You know, one that a lot of people sleep on is the original Mummy, because the original Mummy movie, you may not realize this, he's only the mummy for like a minute at the beginning. Then all of a sudden he becomes like a guy. He rejuvenates and becomes a normal guy. But he uses his powers to mind control people for the whole movie and make them commit horrendous murders and things. So it's a totally different movie than what you would think The Mummy would be. But it's actually a good movie. Dude, The Invisible Man is actually a really good movie. The special effects back in the day, it's like one of the best black and white special effects movies. He's actually transparent, pulling off this stuff. A lot of those black and white classic ones are so good, dude. I don't even know if I can pick because they're all so good. They're all fun movies. Even to this day, they're fun movies. Just understand they're incredibly outdated, but you can still watch them and enjoy them. Are there any PlayStation exclusive games I would recommend? On PS5, if you like FromSoft games, you got Demon's Souls Remake, although it's incredibly difficult, but it's still really good. Shit. What are the exclusives? Spider-Man? I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think there's been many or any exclusives that have been worth a shit on either console. The best games have all been cross-platform, right? I don't think there's been, oh, this exclusive game is so good. I don't even think that way, because this gen has really not been about the exclusives at all. What's the worst horror movie I can recall seeing? I've seen some real bad stinkers. Like, I remember I saw Jeepers Creepers in the movies when it came out. I fucking hated every moment of that movie. I didn't find anything interesting about it whatsoever. I'm trying to think, because I've seen some bad ones. You know what it is today? There's so many of them that are more like indie horror because they're easy to make. You know, an indie horror movie is much easier to make than like another movie that's more serious or dramatic, because it could be cheesy and people say, oh, it's horror, it's supposed to be cheesy. So many people make the shitty found footage horror movies and they're just not scary in any way. I've seen quite a few of those and they're just trash, but I can't even tell you the names. I've forgotten them already. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one that I saw recently that not recently, but maybe in like the last 5. Okay, you guys are gonna hate me, all right? Because I don't think these movies are terrible, but I think they're insanely overrated. That trilogy of Hereditary, no, excuse me, The Witch, Hereditary, and Midsommar. I'm sorry, those movies are not scary to me at all, in any way, shape, or form. I watched all 3 of them, always hoping for something good. I never was scared. I never was grossed out. I never was freaked out. I found them incredibly boring. And then at the end, it's the same ending every fucking time. Every fucking movie has the same fucking ending. They're all the same ending. How do people not realize it's the same movie 3 times? All right. I'm not going to spoil. I'm going to tell you the general plot point. I swear to God, this is the plot of all 3 movies. The movie pretends that absolutely nothing weird is going on, but there's always a weird hint that something supernatural or unnerving or evil is going on. But the whole movie is trying to fool you into thinking it's not, while still kind of showing crazy stuff happening, and you're left to think, is this real or not? Is it in someone's head or is it not? And then at the end of the movie, the twist is, oh no, it was always happening all along, and surprise, horror, the end. All 3 movies are the same fucking movie. Watch all 3 movies, and I dare you to tell me that's not the plot of every movie. They're all the same movie. Just different circumstances, different actors, same fucking movie. 3 times. How many times can you make the same movie and still have people think it's good? It blows me away. So what's the next movie from this person? Because you know it's the same director all 3 times. What's the 4th movie? It's the same movie. I guarantee it. I was never, that's the thing, people are like, what about the shock? I was never shocked. I was never surprised. I never, not once. The first one I saw was The Witch. And admittedly, The Witch kept me guessing the whole movie. Is something happening? It's not. And then it ended, it was like, oh, so something was going on? Oh, okay. I'm not scared. I'm not really entertained either. I mean, you kept me guessing the whole movie, but that was about it. You know? And then I started watching Hereditary, and I'm like, why does this movie feel like The Witch? It feels like, I feel like I'm watching The Witch again, just in a different time period. It's just kind of almost the same deal again. Like, what's going on here? Right? And then the ending was the same ending. I said, what the fuck? Twice you got me? I watched the same movie twice. I was pissed. And then Midsommar, I was like, no, they're not getting me this time. I know what's going on in this movie. Something malicious is going on in this movie. I know it for a fact. And at the end of the movie, they're going to act like it's shocking. It will not be shocking to me. And they did it again. Okay. Let's see. I received a $20 tip. No name. It says, been a subscriber for over a decade. Gotta do more than, I have to do more than like and comment only. Well, you don't. You absolutely never have to do that. Don't feel pressured. But thank you for the support today. I appreciate it. Your videos always help me when I'm in the library studying. Appreciate you. Visit New York. Laughing out loud. I'm not sure if watching my videos while you're in the library studying is the ideal time to be watching my videos. I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say it's probably not. You should probably focus on the studying, because here's the thing. If you focus on the studying and get it done, then you could finish the studying and you could focus on just watching and enjoying the videos. You see? Probably a bad idea. Because right in the middle of, like, taking a test, you don't want to be like, the square root of pi is, oh, fucking shit, lag, drop my inputs. That's probably not a good idea. You'll probably get a bad grade on that one. Just saying. Anyway. All right, guys, I think it's time to end the show. I want to say thank you. You've been a great audience for this one. And I appreciate you all coming out and supporting as usual. Let's end the pre-stream so that I can, let's end the podcast so that we can get into the meat and the end of Assassin's Creed Mirage, shall we? All right. All right, so thank you all. I appreciate you for coming out and hanging and supporting. And Super Scorpio says, I sent a tip. Was that the tip that I just got? Or did you send a separate tip? If that's the case, I might not have gotten the notification yet. I'll have to check. Okay? All right, anyway. Thank you all. Great show. I hope that you enjoyed today's Level 1 podcast. Tomorrow should be an interesting one, because not only will we be able to talk about the endgame and possible conclusion of Mirage, but also another experience with the Modern Warfare 3 beta. I'm curious, will it perform better or worse on the Xbox? Will it be a fun experience like it was on the PS5, or was that just short-lived and now I'll get tired of it, right? I don't know. We're going to find out. So it'll be a good time. Thank you all, and I will see you tomorrow on the show, and happy Halloween.